Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 2021 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you are interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before I begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. This person is not me. I will not be soliciting you for anything, so do not be scammed. Okay, with that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. How will Scorpio be affected by the February 2021 full moon? How will Scorpio be affected by the February 2021 full moon? How will Scorpio be affected by the February 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, goodness. And show me clearly. Okay, so your final card has fallen down. Let me grab it. Fantastic. Awesome. Okay, now let's see what your chakra energy has to say. Scorpio. How will Scorpio be affected by the February 2021 full moon? How will Scorpio be affected by the February 2021 full moon? How will Scorpio be affected by the February 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we're starting off here with Rebirth, which is the Earth Star Chakra, located 6 inches below your feet. Then we have Dream, which is the third eye chakra. And finally, we have Mother Earth, once again, the Earth Star Chakra. And we're going to see how all of this correlates to the tarot in just a moment. So the left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. We have the Hermit. So Scorpio, this full moon is in Virgo. The next full moon on the 28th of March is in Virgo. So those moons are really going to affect you. They're going to hit you hard, and they're going to bring a lot with them. We have the Six of Cups, the Knight of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, the Seven of Cups. We have the Ten of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Three of Wands, the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Then we have the Seven of Wands. The repeat of the number 7 here means that it's funny because the truth is going to be so important to you. Now, this also is kind of saying, and it's funny because when 7 repeats itself, 7 is an honesty number. And when that happens, you're going to be called out on even the littlest of lies, like the most kind of benign little things that you say. People are going to be like, really, is that true? And you're going to get a little bit annoyed. So just be mindful of that you're going to really honor the truth in other people, but that there really does seem to almost be like a lie detector around you, and it can get really annoying. When 7 comes up a lot, it can get annoying. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is 10 in the major arcana, so you have the repeat of the number 10, meaning you're coming close to the completion of a cycle. Also with the number 7, you're going to be very drawn towards spiritual matters, towards deeper knowledge. And this is also going to be a great time for you because with you having this like human lie detector around you, you're going to sit there and be like, well, that doesn't resonate with me. That isn't my truth. I'm not going to listen to that. And so really listen to that voice inside of you. Then we have the Page of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Again, you have the Knight of Swords, you have the Page of Swords. That's really nice. And then we have the world opening up to you in a way that you really aren't expecting. So just know that as part of your power here is that things are opening in a way that you didn't think, you wouldn't think that you would be walking down this path, or you didn't think this would be happening. But the world opens to you in the most astounding and beautiful ways. Okay, so let's look at your chakra energy. We have the Earth Star chakras. We have the third eye chakra. Okay, so let's start off with rebirth. You're going to see yourself transformed. And Scorpio, you're all about the transformations. There is so much about your life and about your existence that has you looking at things and being like, wow, I'm not the same person that I was. And this is so different than what I thought it was going to be. And we sit there and we look at transformations, and sometimes we get really upset, really sad, really overwhelmed because we've changed so much, and not always in the way that we think is for the better. But divinity knows that it is for the best, that we are moving forward in a direction that is profound and really quite beautiful. So here with this transformation coming forward, we're seeing a greater truth, a greater understanding leading us. And with the Earth Star chakra, I always see this as when we walk, just that little bit of light that connects us with the earth, that connects us with our deeper understandings of ourselves, where we came from, why we're here, what we desire. And you can find those questions mulling around in your head. Think of being a caterpillar, okay? Because a butterfly is a caterpillar before it is a butterfly. So when we're learning, when we're growing, we're inching along on this earthly plane, and we're trying to find our way. When we transform, when we start to learn how to fly, when we soar within ourselves, it's like, this is my truth. This is my passion. This is my power. This is why I'm here. And to be able to soar is almost worth, and not all the time, but it's almost worth going through all the muck and the mire. And when we've reached true enlightenment, true higher energy vibration, we'll sit there and say, how it really was all worth it to get to this point, to be the person that I am, to embrace the power, the understanding, the blessings that I now have. And it moves us to the third eye chakra. During this time, your dreams are going to be very important to you, Scorpio. It's going to be the way that divinity talks to you, your angels, your spirit guides. It opens up this realm of being, this realm of understanding, this greater truth. And you're going to see your eyes open to what you truly want within your life, what you truly need. There is this sense of dreams coming forward. You can find that you crave the quiet during this time, which sounds funny since, the world is as it is, and we might be done with quiet, but to truly sit in quiet, to truly meditate, to truly contemplate, that's going to be so important to us. And during this time with our dreams coming forward and being able to embrace them a bit more, being able to understand them with more power, with more truth, with more, knowledge of self. This changes the game. Listen to your dreams, even your daydreams, because that's when divinity taps you on the shoulder. That's when your angels are the closest to you. And it moves us to Mother Earth. Now, Mother Earth with the Earth Star Chakra is our connection to the earth, is saying, be this Earth Mother, right? And when we think of the Earth Mother, I don't know about you, but when people talk about the Earth Mother and I listen to them, they are always talking about this healing, caring, wonderfully nurturing person. And I sit there and I think, well, what about the storms of the earth? What about blizzards and hurricanes and biting winds and tornadoes? What about that? That's also being an Earth Mother. There's this beautiful, caring, nurturing side to it, but there's also this ferocity. And so here we're embracing both. We're embracing the nurturing, the loving, the compassionate understanding of self, but we're also embracing the ferocity of being and the ferocity of who it is that we are and where it is that we're heading and what it is that we're fighting for. This brings us to this new moon, to this full moon in Virgo. And the full moon in Virgo has us surrendering to the divine. The full moon always has us surrendering to the divine. And it says here, surrender to the divine because that is where your power is. And if we can remember as human beings that we don't always know best, we're not always going to have it all figured out. Sometimes it feels like we drowned in questions and we don't know the way forward. But here, if we surrender, if we sit there and say, this is a spotlight on my past lunar cycle, this is a time for me to reflect, but also to embrace my power, my understanding, my brilliance, and my truth. This is when I stand in the love and the honor for myself. This opens up my world in a way that I hadn't anticipated. It brings us to the full moon in Virgo. And the full moon in Virgo says, you're good enough. And I always found that so patronizing when I first saw these cards. And I always say it because it was such a strong, visceral reaction within me to sit there and be like, what the heck do you mean? I'm good enough. There is so much more I need to achieve. There is so much more I need to do. There is, all of this stuff. I failed so often and so hard. What do you mean that I'm enough? Because I didn't believe it. And when we don't believe in ourselves, who will? You're good enough. Where you stand right now is a place of power, a place of beauty, a place of truth. Embrace it. Open up the doors to who it is that you are, to where it is that you need to be, to what it is that you desire. The full moon in Virgo is the most discriminating of the moons, which doesn't sound like a good thing, but it actually is. So when we have a discriminating moon, we have a moon that sits there and says, this is what I want, this is what I'm going after, this is who I am. It has really clear boundaries. And a lot of times, especially if we're caring, nurturing people, we need those boundaries because we will sacrifice ourselves for everybody else. We'll sit there and we'll be like, oh, I'll just keep on giving and giving and giving till I can't give anymore, until I'm completely, wrung dry. And that's not okay. So this moon is setting up boundaries, but this moon is also making us look at what it is that we truly want. And this is also where we are the most helpful. Now, be it, we're all very helpful in a very interesting way, because we all believe during this moon that we are right. And because this carries into the full moon on the 28th of March, and this moon, of course, is on the 27th of February, we have this tendency of, I'm right, just listen. I can solve all your problems if only you will follow exactly what I say. And everybody feels that way. And everybody has a different way of interpreting things and looking at things. So it can be a very frustrating moon to get things done, because this is a time where we have difficulty getting our points across, being understood, because we're all so stubbornly and righteously right. So stepping back and saying, what is it that I want? What is it that I need? What is it that I'm going after? Who is it that I am? Becomes astoundingly important. And knowing that I rule only myself is a tremendous thing here. Now, Virgo and Pisces are going to be the most affected by this moon. So if you have Virgo or Pisces in your chart, okay, those part of your personalities are going to come up maybe a little bit more than you want them to, depending on where they are. Also, the earth sign energies, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, are going to be very favored with regeneration, the regeneration of their power, their voice, their clarity of insight. So again, wherever the earth sign energies are within your chart start to come out, start to have a bigger say in what you want, and start to become more efficient within your day-to-day life. Now, we're very optimistic during this moon, which is very interesting because we're questioning our harmony and our balance. We're questioning where we stand, why we stand there. We're very nostalgic during this moon. We're sitting there, we're looking at the past and saying, oh my gosh, things were so much better when. And we're looking at the future and saying, oh my goodness, things will be so much better when. What we don't do is we don't step into the now and say, these are my boundaries, these are my truths, this is what I want. And we have here the air being very important to you. And we have it with the Three of Wands. So the way that I see the swords represented by the air in the elements is by embracing the breath. And if we start breathing through our noses, I know it sounds so funny, but if we start breathing through our noses, this becomes a very meditative way to live. It clears out a lot of the chaos within us, a lot of the doubt, a lot of the fear, a lot of the anger, and it brings us into the present. And so if you just close your mouth, breathe through your nose. If you can't do it because like your nose is too clogged, there's nothing wrong with that. You might want to go get that checked out by a doctor though. So just breathing through your nose. Even if your nose is a bit clogged, even if you've always had really congested sinuses, if you start using your nose more, it starts clearing out itself. It starts strengthening itself, it can change your life. It really can change your life. I have a link in the description box about breathing, and it is just the most fascinating thing and the most wonderful thing I have ever had the pleasure of stumbling across. So here, if we can be present through our breath, that would be so absolutely advantageous to us. And what we're going to be focusing on in this moon, and what we need to focus on, is the whys and the what fors about things. Why am I doing this? What is this for? How am I moving forward? What is it that I desire? Because we're going to be finding solutions that bring us balance and harmony, because we are kind of shaking the foundation and questioning our balance, our harmony, what we thought was right, what we thought we wanted. It moves us then to the new moon. The new moon is on the 13th of March. This is in Pisces, okay? And it brings a new start coming, and it brings us beginnings. Now, the interesting thing about this moon is it carries on the theme of the Virgo full moon, which is, I'm right, just listen. So we're moving towards something new, and we have to be careful not to seek out simply what we believe. It's kind of like when you're doing research, all right? When you're doing research for something, or when you're, trying to find facts about something, you're not supposed to, you have your hypothesis, right? But you're not supposed to sit there and only pick things that match that hypothesis. You're supposed to look at all the different points of views, all the different ways of doing things and being. So here, when we're looking at this beginning, that's what we're supposed to do. It's kind of like not surrounding yourself with all people who think exactly like you. It's sitting there and saying, everybody can have their own opinion, everybody can have their own say in life, but I get to have mine. And so here it is just kind of having a fruit salad of ideas around you. That's a really nice way to think about it. Everybody gets to have their opinion, have their voice, and yet not be told why they're wrong. So during this time, we have such that inclination to say, well, if you would only listen to me, you would be so much better. But, you can't. You can't change a grape into, a piece of cantaloupe. You just can't. So here it is embracing what it is that you desire, what it is that you think, and it's going into meditation and contemplation. It's going into this deep understanding of yourself and saying, this is me. And when we say this is me, we don't need to, kind of convert anybody to anything else. We need to just stand in our truths and have our energy vibration be raised. The world vibrates down here. We have very base desires, base needs, chaos that we deal with. And as we become more enlightened, as we, sit there and step into our truth, step into what we love, not let people's negativity, bring us down, we raise that energy vibration. And if you've stumbled across this channel, if you watch these videos, you're raising your energy vibration. You're not like everybody else. So to meditate, to contemplate is so terribly important. It brings you to your spirit animal messages, because for October. For February, the spirit animal was the otter spirit. And it says, you are never alone. You are always connected with something beautiful, with your angels, with your spirit guides, with those who have passed that love you. And what you're seeing here is that connection. You see the two otters coming together in love, making that heart. And it says to stop swimming against the current. That's what the otter spirit says to us, to sit there and let life go with the flow. See where things take you. Embrace the joy in life. Embrace the unity in life. And connect with the subconscious. Become aware. And let yourself kind of see what is discovered. See what happens. And as you do this in March, the spirit animals are the whale spirit and the wolf spirit. The whale spirit says, trust in the great mysteries. The wolf spirit says, turn knowledge into wisdom. And with the whale spirit is the great record keeper. Okay, so even if you think of these in the abstraction, just to think of this great record keeper being around us during this time, looking at us, contemplating things, looking at the earth, looking at our world, it's awing. It really is. It's awe-inspiring. And so to trust in the great mysteries is to say, I don't need to know everything. I don't need to have all the answers. And what's really true is that I most likely won't. We will always have these unanswered, intense questions around us. And so here, when we start listening to our inner voice, start the connection with the energy vibration of the whale spirit, with the whale song, with the coming together. This connects us to the power of our emotions, the power of our vibration, to see how it is we can move ourselves forward and really purge out the negativity. To turn knowledge into wisdom is the act of living. You know, you do see those people who have lived and have never become wise because they let hurt and pain and disappointment and anger corrupt their hearts. And that's very true. But you can also look at the world and sit there and say, I'm taking the knowledge that I accumulate and making it the wisdom that I live by. This heightens our intellect. This deepens our connection with the earth and with ourselves. We're moving towards freedom here, but we're also looking at our place within this world and saying, how do I move forward? What is it that I desire? What is it that I'm claiming? We're claiming our space. We're seeing our place within the pack of existence. And as we move forward, it's becoming aware of that and really trusting strongly in our instincts, in our intuition, in what it is that we desire. Because this moon has us turning inward in a way that we're not expecting. We have the Hermit crowning us right in the beginning of this reading. It's crowning us within our inner selves. And it's having us look inward and say, what is it that I desire? What is it that I want? What is it that I need? Where is it that I'm heading? And it has us asking different questions. This is why it's the most discriminating of the moons. You can also say it's the most discerning of the moons, because we're looking at things. And yes, we have the set way of doing it, the set way of seeing things. We have our own personalities coming into play. We have the stars that we were born under coming into play, the way that we were raised, everything like that. But we also have this deep sense of turning inward and saying, what is right for me? What is it that I desire? Where is it that I want to be? So this is a very contemplative time for you. This is a very personal and, I dare say, sacred time for you to sit there and say, what is it that I want and where is it that I'm heading? What feeds my soul and what drains every ounce of energy that I have? And it leads us then to the Six of Cups. That's that nostalgia coming in. The Six of Cups is living in the past. The Six of Cups is looking at the past and saying, these are my dreams. This is what I desired. This is what I wanted. And being upset because so often our dreams do not come true exactly the way that we thought they would. And even if we sit there and we post pictures and we tell all our friends that, oh my gosh, I'm so happy, late at night when we're contemplating things, there are ways that life did not go as we expected. And so here we're looking at the past. We're looking at what we desired. We're looking at what we wanted. We're looking at the negativity that was spoken over us, the way people cursed our past, or cursed our future because of it, the negative comments that they said, the hurtful wounds that they gave our hearts. And we're finding our place forward. We're finding out how to move forward through this hurt. And one of the reasons that this comes up is that we don't realize that we're not who we once were. And it's very hard to say and to believe that we have changed so much. But the powerful truth is we have. We're not the same person we were when we were 6 years old, when we were 8 years old, when we were 13, 16, even in our 20s, 30s, 40s, we always are changing. We always are becoming. And we look back and we can get very nostalgic. It's like, wow, how did I change so much? How did things get so off course? But to know that you stand right where divinity wants you to stand, to know that your truth is what divinity is shaping. We are a piece of art. Think of ourselves as a statue being carved, right? There are moments where you look at the statue and you think, ugly, you think, what the heck is that going to be? And then when it all starts to come together, we see it, we embrace it. And that's what we are doing. That's what we need to do. To live in the past is to live in pain. And I think that is so brilliant to say, because no matter what, that past, we can never achieve it again. It's always going to be gone. So to live in the past is to live in pain. To sit there and to say, I see the past. I've been shaped by the past. It's my history, right? But it doesn't get to be my present, and it doesn't get to be my future. It gets to be part of the knowledge that becomes the wisdom for which I live by, which is what the wolf spirit is telling us here. We become warriors then. The Knight of Swords is the warrior, the person who picks up their truth, who says, this is what I desire, this is what I want, this is what I'm heading towards, and slays the dragon. The dragon, if you think about it, why do we have dragons? They're scary, they're cool, they're all these things. But why do dragons hoard away gold and maidens? Why do dragons, terrorize towns and cities and castles? Because they terrorize what we value most. They steal away, hoard away what we value most. And so here, it's looking at what we value most and what our doubts, our fears are being that dragon and guarding us against. Saying, no, you can't do this. No, you can't move forward this way. No, you can't have this. And what you're going to see here is you're going to see a transformation. You're going to see yourself slaying that dragon, cutting through the brambles, cutting through the thorns and the rose bushes, to sit there and to claim beauty from the poison, to sit there and say, no, I'm moving forward and I'm ascending. You rise, you ascend the tower. Think of Sleeping Beauty is what I always think of, Disney's Sleeping Beauty, when Prince Charming comes running in to slay the dragon, to cut through the brambles, to go to the tower, to awaken the princess. He's awakening the sacred feminine within him. He's awakening this sacred, beautiful knowledge that has been lost and has been denied. And so here we're awakening it within us. We're knowing that, yes, there is the sacred masculine within us that needs to be fed, that needs to be honored, but there's also the sacred feminine. And we cannot be one without the other. And we have to see where they embrace the space within ourselves, within our lives, within what we desire. And it brings us then to the Seven of Cups. It brings us to our dreams. It brings us to our hopes. It brings us to that beauty that we hide away, that we put in the back of our mind and we bring out every now and then when we just need a little bit of a pick-me-up, when we just need a little bit of a reminder why we're doing all of this. But we still keep those dreams away. We still sit there and say, oh no, I can't let the world ruin my dreams. I can't let myself live my dreams, because then what is it that I'm living for? What is the hope? What is the creation that I'd have? Here, it's embracing our dreams and also understanding that divinity will tweak them a bit. We'll sit there and change things to make it so that we can find the path that we're supposed to be on. We have dreams, some of us have dreams implanted in our hearts so profoundly that not living them feels like a waste. And it makes us feel overwhelmed and doubtful. Will I ever be able to get there? When you are ready, you will be able to take out those dreams and bring them into reality. But we have to slowly and steadily build there, especially if you are sensitive, especially if you are a compassionate person, especially if those dreams have been your lifeline for so long as you walked through, it seemed like the flaming bowels of hell, right? Those dreams are what you hung on to. So to bring them to the surface, to let people judge them, to let them into the world, it's really hard. It's really super hard. So be kind to yourself as you're embracing your dreams, because this is what you're turning inward to find, to accept, to understand. And it crowns you here with your inner self, with the 10 of Wands. You're tired of carrying everything. You've had enough. It's time to let go. It's time to let go of the burdens that have been weighing you down. It's time to let go of other people's ideas and ideals. It's time to let go of carrying other people's dreams for them, sitting there and saying, oh, don't worry, I'll carry that load. Oh, don't worry, I'll do this, I'll do that. You don't have to lift a finger. No, they do. It's their life too. They have to see their dreams, see what they desire, and go after it. You can't carry their life purpose anymore. You can't carry their life lessons anymore. And it's not being mean, it's not being cruel, it's not, kind of kicking people out into the cold. It's doing it in a very gentle, loving, caring way, saying, okay, we're starting to build responsibilities, and you're going to have to take hold of them. And this is what's opening the door to you. This is what's helping alleviate the burdens from your back, helping you stand up more firmly, more succinctly, more powerfully within yourself, embracing your place, embracing what you desire. And then with everything that you're carrying for yourself, every hope, every dream, you start making that a bonfire for your existence, for where you stand, for what it is that you desire. And it brings you then to the Four of Cups. It brings you to divinity handing you a gift that at this time will not seem like a gift. It might actually seem like an extra burden, but your heart is saying you have to take it on. Like, you have to do this. And you're thinking, why? I have enough that I am carrying. Like, don't you understand that I'm overwhelmed? And you look at this and you say, okay, this is what I need to do. It feels right. You carry it on, and it becomes this gift that you never expected. It becomes a beauty that you had never seen before. And it opens up your eyes. It opens up your heart. It opens up your soul. It opens up yourself. And it brings you to this place where even right now, it's like, well, if I could do that, can't I move forward this way? Like, can't I do this? Can't I see this? Can't I open the doors to my truth? And it brings you to the Three of Wands. It brings you to this place of passionate understanding. It brings you to this place of hope. It's like new horizons. It's looking at things and being so surprised at where you stand and what you stand for. Being so surprised at the way the world has opened to you, the way that you are embracing what you desire. You're looking at things and you're like, I never thought this could be me. The Three of Wands is, at times, I really do feel like it. It's like your jaw hanging open and you're like, this could be mine. It's like the way a little kid goes, oh, wow. Like, it's like, oh, wow, this is so cool. Like, this could be mine. This is a way I can move forward. This is a power that gets to be a part of me. And it brings you to the King of Wands. It brings you to claiming that throne, to putting that crown upon your head, to taking that scepter, that wand, and saying, this is the light that illuminates my life. This is my passion. This is why I'm rolling up my sleeves, getting my hands dirty, going after what I desire, looking at my truth and saying, yes, this is where I need to be. This is what I want from me. This is how I move forward. And you're looking at it with such a sense of determination, such a sense of purpose. It's like, yeah, I can do this, because your heart is illuminated in a way that it hadn't been, because life had been too much. There had been too much pressure, too much anger, too much pain, too much hurt, too much everything piled on top of you. And now here with the King of Wands, it's looking at your truth and saying, I'm taking hold. I'm taking hold of what I need. I'm taking hold of what I desire. I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm opening up my ideas. I'm embracing my ideals, and I'm moving forward. And in the public arena, during this time, like, people can see this shift in your heart. You're really looking at things in a very, very different way. And so what people are seeing here with the Seven of Wands is they're seeing you pick your battles very, very carefully, very profoundly for you. So the Seven of Wands is you sitting there and saying, I'm not wasting my energy fighting with fools. I'm not wasting my energy on people who just don't understand. I'm embracing what I need to embrace. I'm moving forward in the way that I need to move forward. And I'm doing this with truth, with dedication, with passion, with ideas and ideals. And I'm not wasting my energy. Because it's kind of like, if you fight every single battle, if you fight with every single person who comes your way that you don't agree with or who doesn't agree with you, you never stop fighting. It's always going to be exhausting. If you sit there and you look at that person and you think, no, not fighting, not worth it, they'll never understand. You've chosen your battles, and you're choosing your battles quite wisely. And this is a time where you need to choose your battles wisely, because you're having a new season open up to you. You're walking into a new season. And all the time, we always want our season to be spring or summer. Well, probably summer. Because, spring, at the beginning of spring, depending on where you live, it could be mud season, and that's never fun in the northern hemisphere, of course. And so here, when you're looking at things, you're looking at what it is that you desire. You're looking at the change of the world, of your world, not necessarily the world at large, but you're looking at your place within it. And as you open up your heart, as you embrace your truth, as you look at things openly and honestly for yourself, you embrace the season that you are in. And if you're in a winter, a little bit of a more snuggly season, like, you turn into yourself, you see what it is that you desire. It's more contemplative, it's more introspective. Sometimes it's a little bit harsher, because it's so cold outside, if you're, of course, in the northern hemisphere, that there's this intensity to it. That is okay. We need those seasons so that when the spring comes, when the summer comes, we can embrace the sun and the flowers and the joy and being able to go outside and laugh and just be free and take in that beautiful vitamin D. And so what we're seeing here is we're seeing us embrace a season of change, a season of introspection, a season of growth and contemplation. And we're opening ourselves up to the way our world is moving forward, more profoundly, more openly, more honestly than we had ever thought we would. And at times, yes, we do feel like we're on a roller coaster ride. We feel like we'll never get to the place that we want to be because everything is going too fast. And then sometimes it just goes so slow. And you're thinking, what the heck is this? It's life. It's not something we can really plan for. It's something that we experience. And it brings us to being students of what it is that we desire, of where it is that we need to be, the knowledge coming in, the lessons that we're learning, what we're seeing, what we're embracing, what we're, discovering. And so as we do this, we're going to find that we're opening up to our truth so much more honestly and openly. This is also us becoming a student of our breath. Breathing is so important, and yet we don't even think about it, which is a good thing. If you have to think about breathing, that can be really scary. But here, if we just sit with our hands either down on the table or on our laps, or just being mindful of where your hands are, and just start breathing through your nose and slowly and steadily taking in the breath and letting it go and seeing how that changes things. It changes the way you sleep. There's the link about sleeping and sleeping with breathing through your nose. It's just so fascinating. And there's just such power to it. And so not only are you becoming a student of your mind, you're looking at what it is that you desire, you're questing deeper, you're questioning things, you're embracing, this quest forward. You're becoming a student of the air that you breathe, the power that you have, the purpose of you. And it moves you to the world opening in such a profound and exquisite way. It moves you to ideas coming forward that you hadn't anticipated, that you hadn't expected. It moves you to just this change. And as the world opens, you're not looking at it like, oh my gosh, where's my place here? You're looking at it like, oh, this is where I stand. This is what I desire. So often, we think our gifts have to be these huge, kind of shiny, bright things that everybody goes, oh, that's your gift? That's so awesome. But our gifts can be something so quiet. We can be excellent gardeners. We can be wonderful nurturers. We can be the person who has the kind word, the person who loves, the person who listens. Those aren't things that our world really views as being gifts. We sit there and we say you have to be the strongest and the best, and you have to be the fiercest and make the most money. Most of us don't want that. We can be quiet within ourselves, within our souls, and embrace our gifts that maybe the world doesn't quite see as gifts because they're ignorant of the truth. Here, it's opening up to yourself. It's raising your energy vibration. It's knowing that you put into the vortex what it is that you don't want, and that the payoff comes, but it doesn't come like the lottery being won. It comes in little moments of realization. It comes in finding your passion. It comes in knowing your truth. And one day, as you keep doing your best, as you put into the vortex what you don't want, as you embrace your passionate power, as you look at your truth, you will see that you built a pretty good world around you, because you stopped living in the expectations of what others decreed was right and started living in the expectation of yourself. And as long as you come from a place of kindness, of responsibility, of love and honor, that changes the game. Let's see what the moon has to say. Let's see what Luna has to say for herself. How will Scorpio be affected by the February 2021 full moon? How will Scorpio be affected by the February 2021 full moon? How will Scorpio be affected by the February 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. How will Scorpio be affected by the February 2021 full moon? How will Scorpio be affected by the February 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Balance, resistance, faith. The path. Adjustments are required. Time to take action. Believe in the impossible. The energy is gaining momentum. A time to give rather than to take. The new moon in Virgo. So you have the full moon in Virgo. You have Virgo coming through in the major arcana key here. So it is, you are powerfully, powerfully affected by this full moon in Virgo. And then by the full moon in Virgo again on the 28th of March. So we're looking at balance coming in. We're looking at what we desire. We're looking at what we want. We're looking at what we need. And that's why we're turning inward. And that's also why we are looking at the past, looking at what we had, what it is that hurt us, what it is that blessed us, where it is that we want to be. And that's really accumulating in our present. What is it that we desire? How is it that we move forward? The resistance. The fact that the world tried to crush us down. Okay? Spirit keeps on saying we were tried to be crushed down, but that isn't proper English. It was hard and it was overwhelming, but we're still growing through the cracks. You can't stop your spirit. You can't stop your tenacity. You're embracing it. You're embodying it. And it's helping you to become that warrior, that fact that you will not stop. You will not be held back. It leads you to having faith within yourself, having this beautiful, exquisite faith as you embrace your dreams, as you look at what it is that you want, as you find your truth. It's like, have faith in you, have faith in what you're living for, have faith in what you desire. It brings you to your path. It lets you release the burdens so that you can see your path and see the gifts that will be handed to you on this path. It brings you then once again to the adjustments being required, to looking at the way you're going to set sail, the possibilities that are out there, and making those adjustments to go after what it is that you want and where it is that you want to be and how it is that you want to move forward. And as you do this, it's time to take action because you become the king. Very strong Aries energy right here as you become the king, as you claim your throne, as you look at what it is that you desire and say, this is me. Nothing and no one will be holding me back. It brings you then to believe in the impossible because it's your life. It's your time. If we listened to everybody who said, oh, that's impossible. Oh, you can only do these certain things. The world would be so less beautiful than it is right now. So even though our world is going through a lot, and this is a time of awakening and purging and gaining a greater understanding, there is immense beauty here. And it's time to believe in the impossible as we see what it is that we're fighting for. As the seasons change, the energy, it gains momentum. And you're going to see that within yourself as you become a student of your personage, of what you desire, of how it is that you're moving forward. And you see that it's time to give rather than to take. It's time to give to the world. It's time to give to your heart, to your soul, to yourself. Rather than taking away, it is time to add. And it's time to be at peace. Your subconscious lunar message is self-love, loving yourself, embracing the beauty and the power and the brilliance of yourself. It brings you then to go deeper into your lunar message. Hold to your vision. hold to what it is that you truly want. If you love yourself, if you embrace this love within the world, if you keep on saying, even if you're in the darkest place, the hardest time you have been through, if you keep on saying, this is not my ending, but my beginning. There's beauty, there's power, there's brilliance here, and I'm embracing it. You've conquered so much. Hold to the vision of what you want, of what you love, and let that vision be your truth. Your subconscious chakra message is divine wisdom. The repeat of the number 7 showed that you were seeking that divine wisdom. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. This energy, this divine wisdom is raining down around you. Embrace it. Take it in. Let it be a part of you. Let it open up your world. It brings you then to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is you being a defender of your prosperity, of your abundance, of what it is that you desire, of how it is that you're moving forward, of what it is that you are planting within the garden of your existence. The pentacles, yes, they're coins, but you can also see them as seeds. What are you planting within your life? What do you want within your life? What do you desire? What are you working towards? This is bounty. This is beauty. This is sitting there and saying, is my garden a garden of poison? Is it the hurt and the pain that I've just been continuously planting within my life? Or is it a garden that, if it is poison, rip it all up, throw it all away, and start planting fruits and vegetables and beautiful flowers? Sometimes our gardens are so well cared for in one area and just completely overrun by weeds in another. It is time to start cherishing ourselves, start taking care of ourselves, start moving forward in a brilliant way, slowly and steadily laying down a foundation that is solid, good, and firm. All right, Scorpio, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward with faith in ourselves as we claim the throne of action, knowing that it is our time to embrace what we want, what we desire, what we need, and to fall in love with ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio, and may you have a blessed moon.